Hey traders, it's Rod with Pow Group. Today is Wednesday, October 21st, and in today's video, we're going to discuss Tesla's earnings reaction, and also we'll touch briefly on Chipotle Mexican Grill. We also have some news regarding AstraZeneca and a patient that died in a recent study. So before we jump into that, just make sure to hit the like and subscribe and tick the bell to be notified the next time I go live. So bringing up the schedule for today, we'll look at some news and events, and then we'll dive into some charts. So first on the list, we have Tesla earnings. It looks like they had beat estimates. As you can see, we are up. I don't have the numbers in yet. If anybody has the numbers, if you can let us know in the comments below. If you have a link to those, that'd be great. But you can see we're up about almost 4% here after hours in extended trading. We don't have any word yet of those earnings, so we'll keep an eye. Here we go. They just came out. Perfect timing. Tesla earnings just came out. Here are the numbers. Tesla reports third quarter results after the bell. Analysts were expecting 57 cents and revenue around 8.36 billion. They delivered 139,000 vehicles and change for the period ending September 30th. So it was 76 cents versus 57 cents. So they beat, and 8.77 billion versus 8.36 billion. So another beat. So it looks like Tesla has wowed again and beat analyst expectations once again. So congrats to the bulls on Tesla. We'll take a quick peek at Chipotle as well. See, doesn't really look like there's much of a reaction. It is down a little bit after hours. Don't see any numbers here yet for Chipotle Mexican Grill, but we'll check back in on that here in just a few minutes. And we also have a stimulus update. So we saw that Mitch McConnell warns the White House against making a stimulus deal before the election. We had a huge chop day today in SPY and the broader markets, and it looks as if hopes are dimming for stimulus before the U.S. presidential election. And it looks like we have Chipotle Mexican Grill earnings out as well. So Chipotle sales rose 14% in the third quarter, but shift to delivery weighed on its profits. Executives said last quarter they don't expect normalized earnings and margin to return until the fourth quarter. Yada, yada, yada. Shares of Chipotle has risen 62% so far this year. Earnings per share, 3.76 adjusted versus 3.47 expected. 1.6 billion versus 1.59. So just a minor beat there on the revenue. So two revenue beats there for Mexican Grill and Tesla. So again, congrats to the bulls. We also saw that AstraZeneca shares slid after the Brazilian health authority said that the volunteer that was in the sickness study actually died. So heartfelt message goes out to those, and my condolences to those affected. But very, very sad to hear that. And again, this is sort of the things that we have to remember when we're racing towards a cure, and these things have to be expected, and hopefully we don't see too many more of news articles in regards to this in the future. So very, very sad, but again, it's going to be a bumpy road in the next few weeks, especially coming into the election and just the uncertainty with the cases rising across the board. We also saw that Kudlow in Santa said that Kudlow is wrong. This is not a V-shaped recovery. So they keep reiterating. Larry Kudlow maintained Wednesday that the U.S. is in a V-shaped recovery. Multiple indicators are showing belief in a sharp rebound isn't so, according to Ron Insana. So you can check out this article for more in-depth information. And we also saw that GMC Hummer, 5 things to know about GM's first electric super truck. So this is why I think Tesla was down yesterday and GM was up, because last night they had a debut of this vehicle. So taking a look, it says it's profitable. So the GM Mark Rose said Wednesday morning that the automaker expects the GM Hummer EV SUT to be profitable from the start of the production. So that's positives. They're sold out. Wednesday, the reservations for the first year production edition 1 model sold out within the first 10 minutes, accepting $100 deposits. Yeah, you can check out, I'm not going to read out this whole thing, but you can check that out. I do know a lot of people were confused as to why GM was up, and that was obvious. So if you did miss that, there you go. So that's pretty much all I had for you guys for the news and events. So let's take a quick look into the SPY and overall broader market. So SPY did close fairly weak today, near the low of the day. And we are bouncing after hours on Tesla beating and Chipotle beating. Same with QQQ, closed near the low of the day. And just been an absolute chop fest. You can see here, low, high, low, just basically tight within this range. And like to see which way this breaks here. Probably expecting a move before the end of the week. We should get some direction. Same with SPY. You can see that the sell volume picked up into the end of the day. The dollar got absolutely slammed today. So I mentioned in my video yesterday that we were watching for a 30-minute bear flag. It didn't confirm. We basically double bottomed and then we double topped and then we got the confirmation. And then it was just a slow grind down, rejecting at EMA 12 all day. We are above EMA 12 now and we're starting to form a base of support. So we will look to just, bulls will hope for the biggest bounces they can to form a higher low and higher high to change the 30-minute trend bullish. Taking a look at the hourly trend. So same thing here. Nice. Now we're rejecting at EMA 12 on the hourly, and we've been rejecting pretty much for the last one day, 12 hours. So as soon as we can get over that EMA 12, that's a nice visual guide on the dollar. That will give us confidence that that the bounce is underway. But you can see that we've had 4 straight red days on the US dollar index. And we do have support down here at 91.74. So that would be the next support level to be watching. And we'll look to the hourly chart. We'll want to change the hourly trend. So we did have a higher low here and a higher high. So we did change the hourly trend on the US dollar. You can see here we had a low of 92.51 and 92.48. Not really much of a pullback, but we'll consider that a higher low into a higher high. And like I said, we just most important support right now is 92.48 and then short-term support 92.47. And then we'll look up to resistance up here at EMA 12, which we're touching right now. And we'll also, this is basically the next resistance that I'd be watching, which is 92.84. And not really any real resistance though, from all the way up here until 93.50. So keeping an eye on the hourly chart. It does look like our daily higher low is set with that hourly trend change. So we'll keep an eye on that. Taking a look at gold. So I did see gold rejected at the descending triangle resistance line. So bringing up gold here on the daily, you can see that I drew it on the weekly time frame. So I'll just show that again. I've been talking about this pattern for quite some time. This is the most important pattern for me right now. And we topped out again right at that resistance line. And we have about 2 weeks to the election, probably about 3 to 4 weeks before we get the results. And that would line up perfectly. So we could go sideways a bit longer. But I would be looking to potentially see a break within the next month for sure. And if we did confirm, we would look down to 1700 support on gold. But we did top out perfectly to the cent today. And we are forming an upper wick. So we'll see what the gold bulls can do overnight tonight. But just looking for, we are in an hourly uptrend. So just looking for an hourly higher low. So we'll be confident in the hourly higher low once the 15-minute trend has changed. So we are in a 15-minute downtrend. We'll look to change the trend by setting a higher low and higher high. That'll give us confidence. Just taking another look here. See if there's anything else I can see. Well, that's pretty much all I have on gold at the moment. We do have an inside bar as well. So inside bar on watch with a high of 1992 and low of 1848. So another couple of key levels to be watching, but basically I'm watching gold right now as the most important chart for me in terms of overall direction into the election because everything's been heavily correlated. We did see that crypto today absolutely exploded and has broken away from that correlation with equities and the metals. So you can see that Litecoin, and the reason why everything is up today is because PayPal announced that they were going to be adding cryptocurrency to their network starting in 2021, which means people will be able to purchase and use crypto to buy things online. So we saw Bitcoin just absolutely rocketed to, tested the 13,000 level, didn't quite get there, but 12,900 it broke above. So we did break above 12,500 resistance. And looking back at the monthly chart, just taking a look at the previous. So we do have resistance on the monthly up here at 13,868. And we could be potentially looking at a inverse head and shoulders here. Whoops, that was a terrible right shoulder. We'll see if that forms, but could potentially be a monthly inverse head and shoulders. And if that were to confirm, then we would be heading right back up to the all-time high on Bitcoin. We are in a weekly uptrend, and we do now have a weekly higher low set here at 98.13, as we did break above previous resistance at 12,486. So we are in an uptrend, and that is on Coinbase. Taking a look at the daily, we are overbought. We're getting extended, forming an upper wick, and likely pulling back with the rest of the market, but we are approaching 80, so we are getting a bit extreme on the RSI levels on the daily chart. You can see that we could potentially be forming a BART pattern as well. So we'll see. We've basically just been going sideways, so we'll see if this has any truth to it, and we'll continue to watch this pattern into the evening. But congrats to the crypto bulls. I wore my HODL shirt today just for you folks. So congrats on all of the gains, and hopefully we see more throughout the night. Now that the stock market is closed, it's basically got free reign to do whatever it wants to do. That's pretty much all I wanted to highlight. Everything else just basically trending the same direction as Bitcoin. Not really much that I had in terms of other cryptos. So just wanted to bring that up real quickly. So we'll take a look at Tesla and Chipotle. So Chipotle down huge now. So they did beat, but maybe their guidance was less than par. So it just says, that was about an hour ago. That's not relevant, but let's just take a quick peek. This reports 5th consecutive quarter of profits. So 5 quarters in a row, and that could potentially spark even more of an uplist urgency to the S&P 500 as well. So not seeing anything here about Chipotle on why we're going down after they did fall despite earnings beat as robust delivery growth weighs on profits. Yeah, so we did read that. So that's what's being perceived as negative right now in terms of Chipotle. So Chipotle down after hours, still in a daily uptrend. We'll look to EMA support here at 1319. And we do have a higher low as well at 1328. And then we have another support level here at 1305 and 1300 psychological. But we are approaching daily oversold. So we'll look to set some consolidation potentially into tomorrow, and we'll look to hold that daily higher low, but could potentially see some profit taking. Looking at the weekly chart, we did approach resistance here at 1384, which we seem to be rejecting from. So we do have weekly support here at 1180. So bulls will just be looking for a weekly higher low. If we do start daily consolidation, we do have the weekly EMA at 1258 as well. So another potential for a higher low support level. And we are in a weekly uptrend. So bulls in full control of the long-term chart on Chipotle. Taking a look at the monthly, higher low every single candle since the March lows. So that's notable. Very notable. We are overbought on the monthly. So I certainly wouldn't be encouraging any long-term entries right now. I'd certainly be waiting on that. So let's take a look at Tesla and do some technical analysis on Tesla. So we're at 433 after hours. Not really a huge reaction. It wasn't a huge beat, but certainly not as much as a move to the upside as their previous earnings reactions, but still up nonetheless, but definitely some profit taking now into after hours. So let's take a look at the monthly. Monthly, we don't have any support until March. So again, higher low every single candle since the March lows. We are in a monthly uptrend, monthly overbought. certainly wouldn't be going long the stock right now, in my opinion. Yes, maybe we are going higher. Elon Musk believes that it's overvalued, but will be worth more in 5 years. So yes, if you're looking to buy a position now and not touch the computer for 5 years, then maybe you want to invest now. But there's always a better opportunity, and I don't think investing right now would be wise because there is quite a bit of risk at the moment. So taking a look at the weekly chart, so we are in a weekly uptrend. We are looking for a weekly higher low to be set and higher high. So we'll see if this earnings catalyst can be that to get that over that hurdle. So we do have the previous resistance at 502.49. We did form a lower high. If we do break the low here of 329, that would confirm a weekly downtrend, but we are searching for a weekly higher low. How do we know when that weekly higher low is set? We'll look to change the daily trend. So we've been just chopping around actually since the all-time high. So we had the high, low, lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low. Bull break back into this range, rejected it at EMA 12 on the daily. And like I said, we're up after hours, but seeing some profit taking here now in extended trading. Taking a look at the hourly chart. So hourly chart, we did change the hourly trend after hours, but like I said, we're seeing an upward wick. So we'll want to see how the bulls and bears react tomorrow during regular trading hours. See how Tesla closed the end of the day. So we did bounce to start the day. We found support off EMA 12. Then we were struggling to get above, and we were essentially in a 15-minute downtrend into the end of the day, as we did see profit taking, likely had to do with GM's announcement about the Hummer as well. But we were in a 5-minute downtrend, and now just looking for a potential 5-minute higher low and higher high in the uptrend. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys with Tesla at the moment. We saw that oil was pulling back today. I brought up gold, the dollar. I know XBI and XLE were a little weak today. Wasn't really much that I wanted to cover on those, but we'll take a quick look at Snap and Netflix as well. Oops. There we go. So Netflix closed at 489, still basically going sideways. Taking a look at the hourly chart. So we were looking at an hourly bear flag, which still could possibly result in one, but very, 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 very choppy at the moment. We're just waiting for direction. If we can get over EMA 12 on the hourly, that'll be a positive sign, but not really much change from the video that I did yesterday. So let's take a look at Snap. Snap all-time high. We did form a brief higher low in extended hours and higher highs. So we are in an hourly uptrend. Now we're just looking for an hourly higher low. We'll know that that hourly higher low is set once we change the 5-minute trend, which we'll still have a long way to go, as we were in a 5-minute downtrend into the end of the day. And we did hit 5-minute oversold. So potentially you entered on a 5-minute oversold play looking for a bounce after this all-time high blue sky move. And that might not be a bad idea, in my opinion. We also did have a higher low support here at 36.94. We did close at 36.50. So we did have a bear break of that. So you could potentially enter off of that support, but we'll look to see how the bulls come out tomorrow. We do have a huge gap to fill on the chart, so keep that in mind. We do have an upper wick forming on the daily chart. Our RSI is in the high 80s, so certainly wouldn't be recommending any long-term investments, maybe a quick flip or a 5-minute oversold or an hourly oversold. But that's about it. Taking a look at Bitcoin, we already looked at Bitcoin. So in summary, we still have more earnings to come. We do have, just taking a look here, we do have Whirlpool, Equifax, not really anything of interest in my opinion, other than Tesla and Chipotle. We have Coca-Cola tomorrow, AT&T. I'll be interested in AT&T. American Airlines will be good as well. That's pretty much it. And then tomorrow we have Intel. Again, they don't have Apple as a chip customer anymore, as they're making their own. We have Capital One, so we'll start to see some more credit. We have some cruise liners, we have some credit card companies. So we'll see how consumer sentiment is. We have American Express before they open on Friday. And that's pretty much all I see worth mentioning. So again, next week's going to be very important as well, as we do have mega cap tech earnings. So we have Apple, Microsoft, all those big names, Amazon reporting next week. And tomorrow we also have the final presidential debate. Thankfully, it's going to be muted and we won't have interruptions, but I'll be tuning into that. So check back tomorrow for another daily market recap. And on Friday, we'll do a recap and summary of my thoughts on the debate. So can't wait to get this behind us. Can't wait to never hear the word stimulus ever again. And best of luck into tomorrow. Again, it's Rod with Powell Group. Thanks so much for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video. Have a great night.